What's up, y'all? What's up? Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Today is Sunday, October the 26th, 2025. We are in the last week of October. How's everybody doing out there? What's up, Victor? What's up, Green Dragon, KD, Jantel? What's up, y'all? Appreciate y'all joining. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Tap into the Patreon if you want to learn how to trade. All right, we're in the last week of October. I think we're about to bounce back up, rebound. We're going to get into it when I get into the charts. Let me get a quick roll call. Let me see who all is in the building. Make sure you shout out yourself, shout out your city, your state, whatever y'all want to shout out. Make sure y'all shout that out in the chat. Shout that out in the chat. Let's get a quick roll call going. What's up, Lenny? Shout out to Lenny. We got Chi-Town in the building, Chicago in the building. Who else we got in the building? Who else we got in the building? What's up, Daryl? Shout out to Daryl. Shout out to you, Daryl, from Los Angeles, California. What's up, Mudvayne? BR, Louisiana in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate y'all joining, man. Always rocking with me. Always rocking with me. Pro the Doge, Denver, Colorado. Shout out to Denver, Colorado in the building. What's up, Victor? Santa Cruz in the building. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. So what's the update, man? Y'all give me the update. As you know, I can't keep up with everything. I haven't really been tuned in with the fundamental news every day. But what's some updates that we should look into as far as crypto news? You know what I'm saying? I see Ripple. They're still acquiring things. They're still doing things. I think at Ripple Swell, they're going to have the White House, I believe, something like that. Whenever Ripple has their Swell event in December or whenever it is, I believe they're going to have some White House people invited to the Swell event. So for me, that's huge information for me. As far as there's been this past week, there was a lot of weird things going on. We had some outages with AWS. Me and my community, you know, we day trade. So if you're not tapped into the Patreon, make sure you click the link if you want to get mentored on how to day trade. But we had experienced some outages and some lags in trading this week. And it was, to me, it was not random. I think it's not random. AWS went down and it impacted the brokers in the markets. So everything had lagged. And if you were somebody who had a lot of trades on and you was trading, leverage trading, whatever, you could have been impacted by the lag of the market because everything went down. You couldn't contact nobody. Everything went down, and that is not normal. So to me, that's a telltale sign that something on the back end is coming. Something is coming. Something is brewing. We got the stock market continuing to break all-time highs. Pretty much Bitcoin is it's hovering still around the all-time high. So it's up there. You got the dollar kind of stalling out. So there's uncertainty in the dollar. We got silver breaking out to all-time highs. So there's a lot of factors, a lot of things going on. And for me, I feel like there's some type of event might happen to set the stage and be a catalyst for these markets to move. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat. What do y'all think? Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. I got 7 likes, 20 people in the building. Smash that like button. If you're brand new, subscribe to the channel. All right, let's come over here and look at some crypto liquidations. See who all is in here trading. Got a lot of people in there in the market trading still after getting liquidated a few weeks ago. That doesn't stop nobody from getting in there and doing what they got to do. In the past 24 hours, let's look. In the last 24 hours, leverage traders, not you long-term investors, people that hold the asset, spot asset and waiting long-term, but for you traders out there, In the last 24 hours, there have been about 188 million liquidated out of, wait. I could be wrong. Wait. 24 hours. 1 second. All right. In the last 24 hours, there has been roughly almost 400 million liquidated out of the crypto market. That's sad because it's only been in the last 24 hours, from Saturday to now, almost 400 million liquidated. So there's a lot of people trading over the weekends in the crypto market, and y'all fucking around and finding out. But Bitcoin, there's been about 168 million traders liquidated. Ethereum, 95 million. Solana, 22 million. Let's see what else. ZBEC, y'all out there trading ZBEC, 9.25 million. XRP, it's been about 5 million liquidated out of XRP. A lot of things being liquidated, all right, in the crypto market. A lot of people being liquidated. Let's see. Y'all let me know in the chat who's all in here trading crypto. I want to know who all in here trades crypto, not necessarily invest in it long term. Who in here trades crypto? I want to see who in the chat trades. I know I got a few people that trade. So who trades that shows up to watch my stream? Who trades in here? Ramen Law, shout out to you, man. Do you trade Ramen? Ramen, do you trade crypto? I'm trying to see who all are traders in here. And who all are long-term investors. Let me see. All right, let's simplify since the engagement is low. Press 1 if you trade, press 2 if you long-term. What's up, Green Dragon? Bay Area, California? What's good, man? Shout out to the Bay Area. All right, Lenny, 2. You don't trade crypto. Lenny, I know you don't trade it. Ramen, yeah, bro. XRP and H-bar. Okay. Ramen, you trade XRP and H-bar. Jara Boy, shout out to you, 2. Daryl, 2. Pro the Doze. How are you 1 and 2? It's only you either trade it or you don't trade it. So how are you 1 and 2? I give you 2 options. Either you trade it or you don't. So press 1 if you trade crypto. Press 2 if you don't trade crypto. And when I say trade, I'm talking about leverage trading, taking risk, not buying the asset and holding. Pro the Doge. Green Dragon, 2. Okay. Got a lot of 2s in here. A lot of people who don't trade it. Mudvayne, 2. Okay. Y'all are long-term investors. That's all I want the engagement to get going. I want to see the engagement up. I'm trying to see who all in here is trading. And that's a good thing because if you don't know what you're doing, don't go out here trading crypto on these exchanges that are not regulated. All right. We don't want y'all to follow for that because I don't trade crypto. I trade traditional regulated environment. Fluent Talk English. Shout out to you, man. Fluent Talk English. 2. Got a few new people up in here. Shout out to y'all, man. Ramen. That's right. It's all a science. We're going to get into a Ramen. Ramen, I can't recall. Are you new to my channel, Ramen? Pro the Doge. You said 2. You misheard me. It's all good. Pro the Doge. It's all good. Make sure y'all smash that like button. We're going to get into it here in a minute. Let's go look at some prices. All right. Pull up my crypto matrix. All right. Right now we got XRP rebounding, trading at 265. We're going to get into it. We're going to do a TA breakdown. We're going to roll up our sleeves. If you want to learn this skill set, I'm doing it for free on my channel. So all you got to do is apply what I'm showing you. There's no gimmicks to it. It's straightforward. All right. It's a technical science, but it's straightforward. So if you want to learn this skill set, just pay attention. We're going to get into it. But we got XRP currently trading at 265. Who took advantage when it sold off? Did y'all take advantage last week? Because last week it was still offering y'all a discount. Just last Thursday, XRP was sitting at 219. All right. That would have been a great advantage for a lot of y'all. But now it's up to 265. That little flash crash was a liquidation event. Smart money accumulated at discount and now it's back up. XLM, we still got a lot of great opportunities out here as well. XLM currently trading at 33 cents. All right, XDC trading at 6 pennies. Man, XDC been sitting down there for so long. Let's see what it does. H-bar, another opportunity, 18 cents. We got Bitcoin, which is not at an opportunity to be purchasing. But if you trade Bitcoin, there's always opportunity. But buying the asset, no. Who the hell buying that $114,000 Bitcoin? It's sitting at 114. So I'm gonna get into Bitcoin as well. We got Ethereum trading at 4,170. All right. That's not a cheap price neither. Quant, $84. Now Quant, QNT is at a great opportunity. I'm gonna get into it as well. It's sitting at $84. It normally hovers above 100 and above, but we're gonna get into it. Constellation DAG sitting at 2 pennies. That's one of my favorites. Constellation, the internet of data. All right. You know how Ripple is the internet of money? DAG, Constellation, internet of data. All right. We got IOTA currently trading at 15 cents. We got Algorand trading at 19 cents. Both IOTA and Algorand are sitting at perfect opportunities. If you don't own none, hey, you might want to consider it. ICP, another great opportunity, sitting at $3.29. We got Solo sitting at 22 cents. Solana sitting at 201. Still at a premium. It's not really cheap. Flare sitting at 1 penny again. Another great opportunity. Flare Network. Cardano, 68 cents. Chainlink sitting at $18. What else I got for y'all? ZBEC sitting at 0.004, still under a penny. We got Ondo sitting at 76. Ondo sitting at 76 cents. We got SHX 1 penny. They keep disappointing y'all with SHX, but it's back down to a discount. We'll get into it as well. SUI 268. VChain 1 penny. Axelar 19 cents. Aave sitting at 241. We got Velo at 8, under a penny. Who else we got? Ramen. I may have seen you stream a few times, and it may be new to you. Okay, shout out to you, Ramen. Who is this? Manson. Oh, Jay Manson. What's up, man? What's up? What's good, boss? What's up, Jay Manson? Shout out to you, man. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Ramen. H-bar is great for a price and utility at 17 cents, 18 cents. XRP currently around 260 is a set to surpass Bitcoin shortly. Hey, we're gonna see. We're gonna get into it. All right, and if y'all got anything y'all want me to analyze, y'all send a friendly super chat. It can be $1. Send a friendly super chat, and I cover whatever y'all want me to cover. I cover all markets. I don't just cover crypto. All right, it is very boring just to sit here and analyze crypto. I like to look at all asset classes. I like to look at gold. I like to look at silver. I like to look at the stock market. I like to look at the indexes, stock indexes. I might look at cattle. I might look at orange juice. There's so many things that you can be investing and trading in. So many opportunities. I don't just do long-term investing either. I do intraday scalping, trading, whatever. I do it all. So gonna get into it. Shout out to y'all in the Discord as well. Shout out to y'all in the Patreon. It's a lid over there. If you haven't tapped in, make sure you click the link in the description. Tap into the Patreon. Join the community. All right. Join the community. The biggest part of it is the mentorship. That's where you get the most value at. The mentorship. All right. Let's see. Let's come over and look at XRP right quick. Let's blow it up. All right, it's the new week of trading. All right, it's the new week of the trading. So I got a split screen right here. On the left is my higher time frame chart. On the right is my intraday price action chart. I'm going to focus on the higher time frame first, because when you start analyzing, you want to start with a top down perspective. You want to start with a top down, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zoom out to the 3 month. Let's go out to the 3 month time frame. Got a lot. I haven't looked at this all weekend. You know what I'm saying? I looked at it last week, but here we are again, beginning of the week. So as we look out, zoom out. If you're new to my channel, price is algorithmic. It's nothing about price is random. All right. If you're watching me, you're gonna learn that the markets are rigged 100% and algorithmic. So that's the philosophy, that's the concepts that I use when I'm trading and charting. We know that the market is rigged. The who's in control, the market makers at the central banking level. The central banks are in control of these markets. All right. I probably shouldn't be saying that, but we should know that, right? Central banks are in control. They don't hide it. It ain't no secret. But you know, it's still like a mystery for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think it's all about Ripple. A lot of people think it's all about BlackRock. No. At the highest level, the BIS, the ECB, when it comes to the money, is the central banks. All right, the Bank of International Settlements, the International Monetary Fund, and then you start getting into the central banks like the Federal Reserve, the ECB. All right, central banks. So it shouldn't be that difficult. So whenever you come to the market, you want to zoom out. You want to get a higher time frame perspective. Make sure y'all subscribe if y'all brand new. Y'all click that like button. Click that like button. First thing you want to do is you want to zoom out. You want to start at least on a 3 month, especially in crypto. Like when I'm doing other markets, I don't go zoom out this far, but crypto, because it's so new, you want to zoom out and get a good perspective. Currently, order flow is bullish, or order flow is bullish. What does that mean? That means price action is trending higher. It's trending up. All right. The market only does 4 things as far as price. It goes into consolidation, expansion, retracements, and reversals. The markets do nothing else. They repeat the same functions over and over and over again on all time frames. So when you zoom out, you're getting that higher time frame perspective. How many times I have to tell y'all that? But we got new people over here. If you've been here, you should know that already. But for the new people, there you go. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you the sauce. I'm giving you the game. You don't have to go nowhere else. You can just learn right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it for free on my channel. So when you come to a chart, start on a higher time frame and work your way down. And I don't care what that time frame is. It could be a weekly. You work your way from a weekly down to a daily, down to a 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, 1 minute. If you want a more macro perspective, you start on a 3 month, 6 month and work your way down. Because price is fractal. Whatever is going on the lower time frames, the higher time frames are driving price. And the lower time frames have to align with what the higher time frames are doing. So hopefully you know that. So yes, the market is expanding higher. We have not retraced. We're not in consolidation so far on a 3 month. On a 3 month time frame, we're currently resting in this area right here. Y'all in the chat, what do we call this wick? What do we call that? I'm gonna blow it up. I'm gonna give it another color. Boom, right there. On the higher time frames, what do we call this wick right here on the 3 month time frame? Shout out to you, Lenny. Yes, we call it a ghost pool. There are levels in price that price is always referring to. Price it's just not trading randomly. It's referring to levels that they left behind in the market constantly. They're constantly referring to old price data. That's what they're doing. So here we are. This is a ghost pool on the 3 month time frame. All right. When we was down here in the consolidation, we broke out last fourth quarter, last October, this candle right here, last October, that started the breakout for XRP after a multi-year consolidation, just like that. Boom. We're not coming back down here. I'm going to tell y'all that now. We're not coming back down to these levels. This is forgotten about. So what we did was we broke out of that consolidation. And let me hide that right there. I'm going to hide that 6 month fair value gap. We broke out of consolidation and we started going to a premium market. So the market goes from a discount to premium, premium to discount. So write this down. If you have not written this down, write this down. Pull out your pen, take out your phone, get your notes. You know what I'm saying? Get your phone, take out your notes and write this down. I'm going to give you 2 things. The market does 4 things. And we're talking about in terms of candlesticks right now. Candlesticks. The candlesticks are going to consolidate, which means trade sideways, expand either higher or lower, retrace lower or higher, and reverse. That means it flat out reverses the trend and either goes bearish or bullish. So consolidation, expansion, retracement, reversal. Those are the 4 things the market does. Cool. All right. The next thing the market does within that profile that it does, those 4 profiles, is either going to go to a premium market or a discount market. It's going to go to a premium market or a discount market. So write that down, take it in your notes so you can always have that in mind. So when we was down here in consolidation, we consolidated for several years. And then finally last 4th quarter, boom, we broke out expansion. And we went from a discount side of the market to a premium side of the market. Now XRP sitting at 265 is cheaper, is more expensive than what it was last year at 58 cents or 50 cents. All right. So of course we're at a premium side of the market. So when price a few weeks ago sold off and liquidated a lot of traders, it didn't just randomly go from a premium side of the market to any random level. Where did it go, y'all? What is this highlighted right here? This is a 3-month time frame. Where did it go? What is this right here? What do we call this candle right here? Smash that like button for me, y'all. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Subscribe to the channel. What do we call this right here? This void in price. There's a void in price. You see this large candle? What did it create? What did that candle create? Yep, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Lenny. Shout out to you, Green Dragon. It created a BTC, buy side imbalance. Well, let's keep it simple for now, for the new people in the back. It created a fair value gap. So when the market expanded higher, it left a lot of price action in here inefficient. And if we're talking in terms of algorithmic price action, and this is all documented on my channel. Y'all know that. Y'all that been watching me, I highlighted this before it happened, before that sell-off a few weeks ago. Before that happened, I already highlighted a potential area where price could refer back to, where price could refer back to. I already highlighted that area for you. And when that happened, that was the institutional money, smart money, offering themselves a discount. So let's go ahead and refer to that. What am I highlighting? Boom, right there. All right. This orange highlighted area, that is a fair value gap. All right. Fair value gap. And let me change the color of this Fibonacci. Change the color of that. Boom, right there. And let me drag it over a little bit. Bear with me. All right. All right, so that is a fair value gap. All right, so it's not random. All right, we was in a premium. All right, and they pretty much been holding price at a premium all year. We sitting at a premium side of the market, and of course we had a flash crash a few weeks ago when they dropped it down, and they didn't drop it down at any random fucking level. They dropped it down to a discount below $1.50. All right, they dropped it down to $1.37 on this particular chart. Now some of y'all have different charts and it might show you different things. I'm referring to crypto.com. I feel like the reason I use crypto.com is because they have the entire history of XRP. They don't just have half. Like if you go to Coinbase, they're only going to give you a half of the history. You know, I want to see all the data that is available to me. So that's why I chose crypto.com. And on crypto.com's chart, it dropped down to $1.37. And if you would have had your limit orders at the high, the upper quadrant, this level right here, if you add your limit order right there or the midpoint, you could have set limit orders at all those levels. And it went up there. It was up there and it dropped down and started taking out old lows. Below these lows were pending orders that market makers, smart money left behind in the market. And it dropped down into discount. Now, did it stay down there long? You tell me if it stayed down there long. Did you have an opportunity to get in there and purchase during this time? Because if you did, you were lucky, because most people was locked out of their brokers and exchanges. They could not accumulate. They could not get into this level. I didn't consider, I was good. I didn't worry about getting in at that level because guess what? We had all this time back here. If you've been in this game for a while, you had all this time back here to do all the accumulation that you wanted to. And by the time we broke out and left that area, price dropping down to this level, it doesn't concern me because I was getting in at deeper discounts. But for people that are brand new to XRP and came a little later, guess what? You're going to have to get in at these levels, but you might not have the opportunity. Now, price is back up at 266. And is it still at a discount or a premium? Y'all tell me in the chat. Is it at a premium or is it at a discount? What do y'all say in the chat? Would you be purchasing XRP right now? Who in here is purchasing XRP? I want to see. I want to see who's still purchasing. And if you purchasing, there's nothing wrong with that. Victor, you said, I got mine below 50 cents. Shout out to you, Victor. Lenny, you said it's at a premium? Yep. Definitely at a premium. Definitely at a premium. Lenny, did you see how NQ gapped open higher today, man? Just insane. Did you see how NQ gapped open higher? We're going to get into it though. We're going to talk about it. So, lost my train of thought. So yes, we at a premium. So who in here is still purchasing XRP? And if you are, just know that you're going to get it at a premium price. All right. It's at a premium. And then look where it's currently trading. So we're inside of that ghost pool. Lenny, what's good, brother? Okay. What's up? Okay. We're still inside of this ghost pool right here. All right. This wick. It's called a ghost pool. We're inside of it, and look where we are at. You see the red line? The red line is highlighting the midpoint of that. That's a significant level. Is it random that price sold off? So look where it opened. It opened right here at the top of the candle. That's the opening price of the quarter. It dropped down to discount, took out a lot of liquidity, accumulate orders, and now it's right back, right there hovering above the midpoint of the gap. Right there. Do you think that's random? Because I don't think that's random at all. I don't think that's random at all. So let's work our way down. So I just started off on the 3 month. Let's work our way down to the monthly. And on the monthly, we're going to refer to the higher time frame levels because that's the true support and resistance level. On the monthly, we have 5 days left in October. So we're currently in October. We have 5 trading days left. Now, what do I want to highlight? What do I want to? Oh, this is very bullish for me. But y'all in the chat on the monthly time frame, what kind of candle is this right here? What do we refer to that as? What can we refer to that as right there? This candle right here. What do we refer to that as? What can we refer to that as? Anybody in the chat? Y'all know? Got 27 people in the building, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button. If you're brand new, subscribe to the channel. Trying to grow the channel, trying to get my subscribership up. All right. I haven't been going to be as active, but I appreciate y'all being here. What do we highlight this as on the monthly time frame? What is this? What do we refer to this candle, this body right here? What do we call it? I need the engagement up. Where's the engagement? Pro the Doge. Shout out to you, Pro the Doge. Yes, it's a BTC, which stands for buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So what I'm doing is I'm blending these charts together, right? So I'm still referring to where we are on the 3 month, where that red line is the midpoint of that wick on the 3 month. Is it random that price is currently trading right there? No, it's not random. Now, what do I want to do? Excuse me. I'm going to take a Fibonacci and I'm going to grade the gap. I'm going to grade the fair value gap. So let me show you what that means. I'm going to take a Fibonacci from the high of the gap down to the low. Boom, just like that. All right. Now we're grading the fair value gap. So when you want to know how do you know when a fair value gap is extremely bullish? How do you know when it's extremely bullish? Whenever it's extremely bullish, the candle bodies stay above the midpoint of the gap. What do I mean? For example, let me show you right quick. Let's go back in price. Do you see this area right here? This is a clear fair value gap in the market right here. Let me show you. This candlestick right here, it left behind a BTC. And I'm referring to old price action right there. I'm gonna shade it pink. And you see the fair value gap form. Now let's look. You see how the candlestick's wick, the wicks trade through it. Okay, the wicks are doing damage because what are the wicks doing? The wicks are liquidating traders out of the market. But look where the bodies, see the bodies of the candles? They stay above the gap. See that? That's not random. That's how you know it's extremely bullish. If these bodies trade below the midpoint, like this is what I mean. If the candlestick body trades below the midpoint of the gap, most likely that's going to be a bearish scenario. But in this case, the bodies consolidate above the gap, but they're trading through it. For example, this candle right here was a large black candle. It was a bearish candle. And what did it do? It dropped down a discount and then it quickly snapped back up just like that and closed green. And the bodies are staying above the gap. And that's an extremely bullish scenario. And it sure was. And then after that, it exploded higher. and it took out the all-time high and created a new all-time high up here. Ever since that was an expansion. And ever since that, we got a retracement with a flash crash. That wick right there is a manipulation wick where they just liquidated everything. Everybody that was long in this market, they went and got their orders and collected money. And that's how brutal and ruthless this game can be. And that's exactly what they did. And when they did that, they dropped it down into a specific level in the market, 3-month fair value gap. And they quickly snapped the market back up higher. And now it's trading above the midpoint of this gap right here. You see that? And now we got 5 days left to see how this candle closes in the month of October. And then it's going to be interesting to see how we open up November, which I'm waiting for because we already took out everything below the market. We already did the damage. Now I'm curious to see, okay, how does November operate? Does November open up with momentum to go higher? Or do we consolidate to end the year? That's going to be my question right there, because we're not even far from the all-time high. We're sitting at 266 and we're not far at all from the all-time high. So we could be setting up for an interesting fourth quarter with an end going into the first quarter. First quarter could be interesting as well. All right. So right now, we're just consolidating. Even though it might not seem like it, we're consolidating on the monthly time frame. You see the sideways price action? We go from consolidation, expansion, and then we go into another consolidation. Even though there was a flash crash, the market overall is still consolidating. All right. So now what I want to do is go down to the daily. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove some of these levels in the market. Remove that, remove this. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button for me. I appreciate y'all joining. Always rocking with me. Always. All right, I got confused right quick. What the hell? Okay, let me hide this right here. So much on my chart, it can get very confusing. But guess what? It's worth it. It's worth it. Now what I want to do is I want to get like a 120-day perspective. Now I'm going from the monthly. Let's go down to the weekly. All right, on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame. A few weeks ago, we did the flash crash and we created this large wick in the market. You see that large wick? Cool. Now that wick is a ghost pool. We already have used it. So I'm gonna show you here in a second. Let me switch it. Switch the colors. All right, cool. So, all right, a few weeks ago, we did the flash crash, and then what have we done? We dropped down. Is it random? Y'all tell me in chat. So we don't ignore wicks. Whenever you see large wicks, just know the algorithm and the market makers are going to utilize the wicks in the market. So check this wick out. You see that wick? I already told y'all a few weeks ago when we seen it. I said, hey, they're going to use this wick, and we already have used it as a support level. So we dropped down, we opened up like 2 weeks ago and dropped down to the upper quadrant. You see that? Drop down to that level. Drop down to that level. We use this level. Now, when I go down intraday, so let's do this right quick. Let's do this. I'm gonna highlight that level with a let's say a target right there. And I'm gonna do the split screen. All right, so on the left side of my screen is the weekly time frame. Now we're gonna drop down intraday, let's say on a 15-minute right here on the right side. So on the left side is the weekly, on the right side is the 15-minute. So as you can see, price sold off. You see the sell off over here on the left. We sold off on the weekly. Boom. So you could have been patient and waited to see, okay, what does price do right here at this level? And as it dropped down intraday on the right, you can see it drop down to that level. You see it? It drops down to that level right here on the right. And the market reverses on the dime. You see that? Y'all in the Discord, you already should know what I'm highlighting. We create a low, a high, a lower low, and then the market reverses. That's a reversal pattern right there. So what does the market do? It goes from a consolidation, expansion, retracement, reversal. Who we got in the building? Hello Moto. Smart money moves in real time. Spot on, G. Yeah, man, we doing this. I do this for real. Hello Moto. I do this in real life. So for y'all in the Discord, y'all already know we hit a key level on the higher time frame. This is the weekly time frame. The market drops. It creates a certain pattern that we talk about. It creates a low, a high, a lower low, and then the market reverse. The market does 4 things: consolidation, expansion, retracement, reversal. All right. So we get a reversal and we take out this high right here. As soon as we break this swing high right on the right, we break that high. That's a reversal pattern. And we should anticipate price to start going higher, which we have. So once we did the reversal, what did the market create? Y'all in the chat, what does it create? Well, we can utilize several things. Look over on the right. Y'all in the chat on the right side of my screen, what is this right here? What do we call this right here? What do we call this candle right here? I'm waiting for y'all in the chat. And then look how random. Look how, is it random that we break that level and then retest it on this candle wick right here? You see that? Is that not precision? Yes, fair value gap. Shout out to y'all. Fair value gap. Is that not precision? Do you see that? Is that random that price will refer down one more time at that level right there? And then that aligns with this on the higher time frame over on the left, excuse me. Is that random? I don't think that's random, but y'all are right. Fair value gap. So let me show you. Let me highlight the fair value gap. I can utilize several things, but I'm gonna show you this fair value gap on the 15-minute. Boom, right there. I got it shaded in gray. You see that in gray? Or do I need to change the color for you? Let me give it another color. Let's highlight it. Let's say yellow or something. I don't fucking know. Let's give it an orange color. What's your range for this cycle for XRP? It depends, man. For this cycle, I don't know what y'all say about cycles and all that. Like, I don't refer to things as cycles because you can't predict any cycle. All you can do is go along with whatever they're offering at the moment. But if we need to do some projections, I already predicted that we can get up to about $5, $6, maybe $5 to $6. So that's short term. But yes, y'all highlighted this fair value gap right here. You see that? Now, what did I just tell y'all? What did I just tell y'all in the chat? How do you know when a fair value gap is really, really bullish? How do you know when it's really, really bullish? Somebody engage with me in the chat. Somebody engage with me back in the chat. I just told y'all, how do you know when a fair value gap is really, really bullish? Somebody engage with me. Who knows? I just mentioned it. I'm just trying to pop quiz time. Pop quiz. If you're brand new to my channel is an educational channel. I try my best to teach y'all how this goes. Green Dragon, when the body does not go down to the midpoint. Shout out to you, Green Dragon, for paying attention. So, okay. You highlight the fair value gap. All right, you wait. So what you do is you're being patient. You're waiting. The market on the left side drops down to a key level, which is a discount level. And you're monitoring lower time frames over on the right, and it drops down into that level. You look for certain patterns. If you want to learn that, tap into the Patreon. Low, high, lower, low. Market structure reverses. We refer back down to a fair value gap and look at the fair value gap. You see, is the bodies closing below the midpoint? Are the bodies closing below the midpoint? No, they're not. The bodies are staying at a certain level. So let's highlight the quadrants. So I'm going to take a Fibonacci just like this. From the high of the gap down to the low of the gap, just like that. And now we can grade the gap. So we pretty much can define different levels inside of the gap. So there goes the midpoint of the gap. Here goes the upper quadrant. Now tell me if it's random. Do you think it's random that price? You see the bodies? Look where they're staying at on the upper portion of the gap. You see that? That's not random at all. I don't think that's random at all. So if you wanted to hypothetically set your limit order, and let's say you're trading, you know, you might be a trader or you might be an investor. Let's just say you hypothetically want to set your limit order right there. You're pretty much not going to go through any drawdown in price at the moment. And what does price do from there? It starts stair-stepping higher. It starts climbing higher, all right? It starts climbing higher. Let me blow it up right quick. Show you what that looks like. Zoom out. Let's go out to the hourly. So you can see, okay, you see this wick right here? This was from that Friday a few weeks ago, Friday the 10th. That's when we sold off. And that was just a manipulation flash crash. Ever since then, we've been consolidating. We traded back down lower. We traded down to that level that I highlighted. And I'm pretty much showing you how to get in the market. If you was hypothetically trading, how to get in the market, find an entry point. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look for levels above the market to get out the market. And that's what you hypothetically call swing trading or day trading, intraday. So what is this level right here? See this wick high? This wick high right here is old. They left behind old orders in the market because if you're, let me tell you right quick. If you're somebody who is a long-term investor, you're not a part of this game right here. The market makers have all day. This is their game. They're not just sitting there long-term trading and holding like y'all are. They're actively in these markets every day. And I'm showing you what they're doing behind the engine, behind the market, inside of the market. So they drop it down to discount. They reverse and shield price. They accumulate and then they run it back up to a premium. And they get out at this high right there. You see that high? That's buy side liquidity, all right? They get out at that high. Right there. And then what do? They offload their longs and the market reverses and breaks down again. All right. It reverses. And then it drops back down to certain levels. It takes out old lows. Same freaking pattern. Let's just say hypothetically this low right here. They liquidate that low. Sweep that low. Same goddamn pattern. All right. Take out that low. Displace the market higher. That's a shifting market structure. They trade it back down. I'm not going to give away everything, but y'all in the chat, these consecutive candles right here is an order block. Could have utilized that. Let's go out to a 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, they liquidate the lows. All right. They liquidate those lows. They break market higher. And then what do they do? What do they do? They retrace. What is this candle right here in the chat? What is this candle right here? What do we call this candle right here at discount? What do we call that candle right there? What kind of candle is that? What do we refer to that as? I'm going to take the opening price of that candle and I'm going to refer to it. What do we call that? Anybody in the chat? I'm just showing you how the market operates. I'm just showing you how the market behaves. Yes, Green Dragon, bullish order block. That's a bullish order block. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. So is it random? Again, is it random that price will... I'm showing you certain things. It grabs liquidity, all right? It drops down, it takes out liquidity, and then it reverses, and then it drops back down to the opening price right here. If you didn't want to use that, guess what else you could have used? Let me show you. You could have used this fair value gap right here. See this fair value gap? Again, what did I just tell y'all? If a gap is very bullish, where are the bodies going to close? The bodies, yeah, we wick through it, but there's no body closures inside of the gap. You see that? That's very bullish. And what does price do? Boom, takes off. Just like that. All right, not random at all. Not random at all. It expands higher, and where does it go? I'm going to take this trend line right here. I'm just going to clone it, and I'm going to take it up to this high right here. Boom, right there. And is that random? It takes out another liquidity pool right there. You see that? So the market is algorithmic. This shit is repeating over and over again. All right. How many times do I got to tell y'all? All right. And I'm sitting here teaching it. So everything I just explained to y'all has replay value. All you got to do is have a willingness and want to pull up your sleeves and go apply this shit. I mean, that's all you got to do. I mean, and the reason I can just openly teach it for free is because most people aren't going to apply themselves. And here I am on my channel doing it for free. All right. So we go up, look where the bodies of the candles rest. It's not random. Okay. Look at the bodies of the candles at the premium side. You see the bodies? You see how they're all just hovering right there at that line that I randomly draw? No, it's not random at all. Not random at all. They took profits right there at that level. And right now it's Sunday. The market just opened and we're just consolidating. All right. They left behind. And what I just did for y'all was back test XRP. I just walked you back. All right. I just walked you back in time to show you, okay, this is what the algorithm is doing. Repeating the same functions over and over again. If you're surprised that the market is rallying right now, don't be surprised, because it's not random. You should have knew that, because when they sold the market off a few weeks ago, that wasn't for y'all. That was for them. All right. But our job, if you're watching my channel, our job is just to align ourselves with what they're doing and ride their coattails. All right. That's all you can do. So when you ask me, oh, what's the top? What do you see? None of that shit matters. Okay. They're going to reprice shit to wherever they want to reprice it to. All right. All your job is to do is ride their coattails and let them do the heavy lifting. That's all you need to worry about. Forget a $10,000 XRP. Forget a $20,000 XRP. All you need to do is learn this skill set and learn what they're doing behind the markets so that you can tag along with whatever they got going on. All right. Smash that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate y'all joining. Y'all press 1 if y'all enjoyed that technical breakdown. I'm gonna leave it to everybody else to do the fundamental and the hype shit. I'm just here to give y'all pure price action. How about that? I'm gonna stay in my lane and just give y'all pure price action. Everybody else, they can have all that other shit. I don't care about none of that. We here to make money. That's all I care about. Let's make the money. I don't give a damn about the hype train, what Ripple is doing. I don't give a about what they doing. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna worry about making this money. Who cares what Ripple is doing, what Bragg on the house and everybody's doing? Because they don't have your best interest in mind. I'm gonna tell y'all that. They don't have y'all best interest in mind. This is a ruthless game. Look what they did a few Fridays ago. Let's go all the way back to October 10th. All right. Look what they did. Do you think they got your best interest in mind? Hell no. They want to inflict pain. And if you know that about these markets, then you know how to walk accordingly. You know how to prepare accordingly. So, hey, I'm just here to, I'm not here to make you hit your stimulus package. All right. I'm not, matter of fact, speaking of that, let's go over here and let's just check the algorithm. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go check the algorithm because, hey, I don't even watch crypto Twitter. Not crypto Twitter. I don't look at nothing crypto on YouTube no more because it's just watered down at this point. Let's go type in XRP. All right, we got some folks live, some of the usuals, but hey, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to get y'all stimulus hit, you know what I'm saying? Huge FOMC, Trump new. I don't give a about none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. All this, if you hold XRP, you must watch this. We don't know if these people are paid off. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? I don't know. Who cares? But again, if y'all want to continue to give y'all energy to this, then you're going to remain in a stuck pattern. You got to be able to break that pattern and that cycle that you're going through. You got to do some other shit. Go touch grass. Do what I'm trying to show y'all to do. Learn the skill set because we're not just looking at crypto. We over here trading daily. We're finding daily opportunities. Got people in my group making thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? A week. So come on, man. Oh my God, XRP is about to go crazy. Oh my God. Don't never, ever, ever have your mouth wide open like that. You would never catch me doing this. All right. Come on, man. You would never catch me doing this on a YouTube thumbnail. Don't never ever have your mouth wide open like that, man. That's rule number 1. All right. Because they can clip you up and they can do anything to you. And some people don't care, but whatever. You ain't gonna catch me doing that. I'm too real for that. Oh my God, 100% all XRP, $1,000. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like what? But y'all gonna click on it. How many of y'all watched this today? I'm sure probably 90% of y'all went and watched this today. 100% all XRP, $1,000, 17K views. All right. I'm not here for that. I'm just here to give y'all the real shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving y'all real price action. I'm showing y'all that all the news is in the fucking markets. All right. Let me see what else. What else they been hitting y'all with? You will see XRP reach $10,000. You know what I'm saying? Y'all favorite guy right there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Y'all favorite guy. All right. $38 XRP. You got to show me, goddammit. You got to show me how is it going to get to $38? It takes a day at a time. I'm going to show you. I'm going to walk y'all through how it takes a day at a time. Selling XRP isn't so easy. Here's why. When the shutdown over, watch out. Hold XRP till $1,000. Let's see how many people make it to 1,000. Okay, let's see. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm all for that though. I'm all for $1,000 XRP, but again, these people not in the markets every day, analyzing and studying and putting the time in to understand the market behaviors. You're not doing that. You just speculating. All right, you just speculating, and I'm here to clear all that shit up. I'm here to clear it all up. But anyway, let's come back over to XRP. Let's come back to the chart. Giving you real analysis. All right. Let's go out to the daily. I'm gonna zoom out right quick. Go out to the daily. So on the daily time frame, we know, okay, we dropped down. We did a lot of damage. You see all these lows over here back in the market? When it dropped down, when market sold off, what did it do? It liquidated all these old lows. Because why old lows? Why the old lows? That's because that's where smart money left behind their buy orders in the market ahead of time. Way back in April 2025, they was already setting up for a crash in the market. Way back in April, way back in June 2025, over the summer months. Over back in the spring, they was already setting all of this up to drop the market down to grab liquidity, all right? Not random. Not random. Even on the daily time frame. Let me show you this. Way back, let's go all the way back to November 2020, November 2024. Let's go all the way back to November, the fourth quarter of last year, all right? You see this? What do we call this in the market? All right, we're just walking back just to show you that this shit ain't random. Ain't nobody else go out there in this little small universe that we call crypto and XRP. Nobody else is gonna show y'all this. Y'all in the chat, what kind of candle is this? I just referred to it. I'm gonna show y'all. What kind of candle is that? What do we refer to that as? Let me get some engagement. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, y'all. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Come on now, where's the engagement? Nobody know what this is? Yep, shout out to you, Oliver. Shout out to you, Oliver. Appreciate the engagement. That is a BTC, buy side imbalance, sell side and efficiency. That was from October 22nd, November 22nd, 2024, last year. So what I'm gonna do is they refer to that. And remember what I just said. When you know the market is really bullish, these gaps, the bodies are gonna stay above the midpoint. And a lot of times they will not even close inside the gap. And you can see that. Bodies stay above the midpoint. But okay, that was back in last year. You don't think they're gonna refer to it at a later date? Do you not think they're gonna refer to it a year later? Almost a year later. Let's go ahead and show you. Boom, just like that. Just like that. Do you think that's random? Do you think that's random? You see that right there? It drops right back in there in the flash crash a few weeks ago. Nah, that ain't random. That's not random at all. That's algorithmic. These markets are 100% rigged. Now I'm going to take a quadrant level. I'm going to draw this out for y'all. All right. For a little more details. This Fibonacci that I just drew. That's grading the fair value gap. All right, you can see it drop down and look where it traded to. The upper level, the upper quadrant of the gap. You see that? See that? Boom, just like that. Yeah, it wicked through it just a few points or a few dollars. And guess what? It rejected off of that level and went back up just like that in one fucking day. Look at that shit. One day, all that damage. And then closed up here. So it dropped down to $1.37 and closed at $2.37. Ain't that some? Come on, man. Went down to $1.37 and closed at $2.37. So a whole dollar move later, just like that. That's not random. And then it goes into consolidation, and then it flat out reverses, just like that. Just like that. All right. So. A lot, man. It's a lot. So I'm gonna remove all this. That was in the past, but you have to, in order to learn this, you gotta back test. You gotta know what happened in the past to move forward. Because they leave behind old data. They refer to old price points in the market, and they're gonna later refer to them at a later date. And as you can see, all of these levels been in my market. Look at these blue trend lines. These levels have been in my charts for months now, all the way since July. I've been having all these levels in my charts for a while, because guess what? I'm already knowing they're going to refer back to these levels. So once I highlight them, I just leave them there and they're going to refer to them at a later date. And there you go. I have target levels that I know that they're going to refer to at a later time. All right. Not random at all. Just like I had it down here at the discount levels. And how do I determine that? How do I get to that point? Well, this is what I'm going to do. Make sure y'all pull out your notepads. I'm going to start on the monthly time frame. Y'all press 1 if y'all are ready and to understand what I'm about to show y'all. And this, I've taught this before, but a lot of people, you know, first of all, how many of y'all take time to do your own charts and do an analysis? Do y'all do charting? Y'all let me know in the chat. Who does their own charting in the chat? Do you take time and do your own analysis? Or do y'all just watch me? Y'all let me know. And that's cool for both. If you just rather watch somebody else, that's cool. Or are you somebody who rather roll up your own sleeves and get, you know, figure it out on your own? Everybody's different. Don't expect everybody to do the same thing. J Mance. Yeah, I know you do your own, J Mance. Shout out to you. Daryl. Okay, shout out to you, Daryl. Got 32 people in the building, man. Who else does their own analysis? Lenny, you said I see candles in my sleep. Man, I can't even. Man, let's not even talk about that, Lenny. I got a problem, okay? I got a problem. I'm gonna have to get that checked out because I can't. I need help, okay? I need help. I need to get these candles out my mind. I need a life. Green Dragon, I do. Mega Brian, you? What you mean you, Mega Brian? Shout out to you though. Daryl, LL, learning every day. TZ, you said learning every day. Shout out to you, TZ. Okay. And that's cool. Everybody's at different levels. Everybody's at where they're at in life. So for me, I mean, shit. I mean, I got a problem, like I said, because I'm hitting different levels that I never seen before. So it gets crazy. And I just got to keep going. It's like, once you learn this, it's like, do you get this shit up? Like, let's say I was to quit today. And if I just flat out quit, in my mind, I'm like, what the hell? I learned all this shit. And it's the information that I know ain't going to go nowhere. So I can't quit. It won't let me quit. Once you get bit by this, you cannot quit. And what I mean by this, like this is easy. The crypto shit is easy. If I'm referring to like you learn how to trade and shit, like here we've been over here trading gold. All right, for example, we're trading gold markets. The futures contracts for gold. Once you get bit by trading and learning technical analysis, you are not going to go back. And it's crazy, okay? It's crazy. Especially when you learn it at the level that I have learned it. You cannot go back. It's addictive. And man, you know what I'm saying? I got a problem. Who is this? Ran DMV, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Ran. Shout out to you. Okay, so a lot of people doing their own analysis. Some people are just learning. Okay, so I appreciate you if you're watching me to learn. Look at gold starting to break out, man. But again, I got certain rules that I don't trade on Sunday, so I'm gonna let gold do what it does until London. We're gonna be watching it. I'm gonna tap in with y'all in the Discord after this. Let's come back to XRP. All right, back to XRP. So okay, what do I want to do? Like, where do you start? I'm gonna give y'all something for y'all that are brand new, want to start, or if you've been doing it, you don't understand certain things, because we all come from different schools of thought. We all have different perspectives on the market. So I'm gonna start on the monthly time frame, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna drop a vertical trend line. So you're gonna do this every month. So as soon as this month ends, you're gonna repeat the process. So wherever you are in the current month, you're going to drop a vertical trend line directly on the previous month. So right now, do you see how it is October 25th? Excuse me, October, the month of October. You're going to drop a vertical trend line on the month of September. So that's the previous month. So when October ends and we go into November, you're just going to drop that vertical trend line on November. So I already got it written out and drawn out for you. So this is what I'm going to do. Find it, boom, right there. All right. So I got a vertical trend line and I dropped it directly on the month of September. All right. That's your starting point. That's your starting point. Vertical trend line, month of the previous month, every month. Is that clear? As long as we're clear, we're going to move on. All right. So now from the monthly, I'm gonna go drop down to the daily time frame. All right. So now we're just transposing, we're just utilizing what we did on the monthly. We're dropping down to the daily. There goes that vertical trend line that we dropped on the previous month. That starts at September 1st. So every time you do this, it's going to start on the 1st of the month of the previous month. All right. So once I do that, then I'm going to take trend lines. See these diagonal trend lines? I'm going to look back 60, 40, 20 trading days. So as you can see, I got 60 trading days. And what I do is I take a ruler. You take a ruler over here on TradingView. They got a ruler tool. You drop it directly on the vertical trend line that you laid on the monthly. And then you're going to walk back 60, 40, and 20 trading days. And all you're going to do is you're just going to drag it out to the left. You're going to measure, okay, that was 60 days. Cool. And then you're going to take a vertical trend line. You're going to drag that all the way out to 60. And then you're going to do it all the way out to 40. And then you're going to do it all the way out to 20. And then you're going to just clone those trend lines and drag them over to the right of the vertical trend line. And it's going to go, you're going to be projecting forward into the future 20, 40, 60 trading days. All right. You're going to be project. So what you're doing is you're looking back in time. You're referring to old data, 60, 40, 20 trading days ago. And then you're going to be projecting forward 20, 40, 60 trading days ahead. So this is called the look back. This is what you're looking at. It's the look back. So this is how I am able to determine where the liquidity is that they left behind in the market by utilizing this concept. So what you want to do is you're going to start at the middle point of the vertical trend line, go out to the last 60 trading days, and you're going to find the highest high and the lowest low in the last 60 trading days. So the lowest low within the last 60 trading days has been liquidated right here. It was liquidated on that Friday, that Black Friday. They liquidated all those lows over to the left, but they did leave behind the high. So the highest high is still valid in the market right here. And then what you're going to do is after you look for the highest high and the lowest low in the past 60 trading days, you're going to repeat it for the past 40 trading days. So in the past 40 trading days, you're going to look for the highest high and the lowest low. Well, again, the lowest low was a part of that look back on the last 60 days. So that low was liquidated. So now we're looking at the highest high, which is right here. That's the highest high in the past 40 trading days. And then you're going to find the past 20 trading days, etc. And then you're going to do the same projecting forward. You're going to find the highest high in the last 20, 40, and we haven't reached the 60 trading days. All right. So essentially, what is this? This is 120 trading days worth of data that you're referring to. 120 trading days. How many months is that? How many months is that in the chat? When you're utilizing 120 trading days, how many days is that in the chat? How many days is that? Excuse me. How many months is that in the chat? Not days. How many months? Oliver, my friend said she sold all her XRP when it hit all-time high in January, and she said she would buy in lower. I sent her your video and explained they will refer back down to the fair value gap. Midpoint. Shout out to you, Oliver. Damn, that's crazy, huh? You're using me as a reference. That's interesting. She did not believe it would go that low again and bought at $2. But I showed her on the 11th October. She now watches your video. Wow. That's impressive, Oliver. I appreciate it, Oliver. Shout out to her too if she watching. Green Dragon. Yes, that's 3 months, 4 months. Yes, roughly 4 months. Yep. 120 trading days. So 30, 60, 90, 120, right? So that's roughly a 4 months worth of, that's 4 months worth of data. Arthur. Shout out to you, Arthur. I finally know who Arthur is. Okay. I know who Arthur is now when I see the name Arthur. Shout out to you, Arthur. I'm referring to 4 months worth of price data. Now, apply this to anything that you're charting. This can be applied to any market that you're looking at, whether that's crypto, whether that's stock market, whether that's meme coins, whatever. This concept can be applied to any market that you're referring to. And the whole point of this is finding the liquidity in the market, because the liquidity is highly important, because that's where they leave behind their orders in the market. You're not supposed to know that, but for whatever reason, I know this black kid on the internet knows this. Okay, don't judge me, but I know it. All right, don't never judge a book by their cover. But I know this information. I'm not special. I'm not the inventor of this information. I did not create this information. I just know it because I put the time in. And like I said, once you get bit by this shit, you can never go back. It's like a vampire that won't let you go. Okay, it's almost Halloween too. So what are y'all gonna be for Halloween? I know y'all do those adult parties, so what y'all gonna dress up as? Y'all let me know in the chat. Hello, boss. So nice to see you today, and thank you for sharing your knowledge. Appreciate it, Arthur. Always, as always. And hopefully, y'all that are watching have taken notes because I'm giving y'all foundational tools that y'all can apply. It gets way more technical, way more advanced than this, but I'm giving y'all some foundational tools that y'all can start referring to. And it's only up to you if you're going to apply it. You know what I'm saying? You can go back and rewatch this as many times as you want. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at 4 months of worth of data. Okay. I got the information. Cool. Next thing I want to do is, look, I got a low right here. I'm going to highlight that low. They left behind liquidity. Do they ever refer to it? We shall see. I'm going to highlight that low right there. Sell side liquidity. We're almost at the end of the month. And what I'm going to do is this whole tool that I'm using is just going to be applied further over to the right, and that's going to give me new data in the market to work with. Now, what I want to do is, yes, I got all the data looking back, but now I want to narrow and concentrate I want to narrow down because it's not necessary because y'all think this shit is going to happen overnight in one day, but that ain't how the markets operate. So now we kind of want to narrow our perspective. We want to narrow our perspective. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at the current candle. I'm going to look at the current candle and I'm going to refer to the past 20 trading days. I'm going to look at the past 20 trading days. All right. I'm going to lower our analysis and I'm just going to look at the past 20 trading days in the market. So what am I doing this for? Well, matter of fact, I'm going to have to look back a little further because that wick, that sell-off is throwing me off. I'm gonna look back at the past, let's say 20. Let me see what the past 40. All right. I'm gonna look back at the past 40 trading days. I'm gonna look at the past 40 trading days. And what am I doing this for? I'm trying to determine the dealing range. I want to find the dealing range. So I'm gonna take what is the dealing range? The range is the current range that we're currently trading in. All right. Everything else to the left isn't important until we reach back to these levels. So now we can refer to the past 40 days to narrow our focus right here. So I'm taking a Fibonacci and let me switch it up right quick. 1 second. All right. All right. So these black lines right here, that's the current range that we're in. All right. That's the current range. So how do we use this range? Well, the midway point, which is right here, the midpoint, which is the 0.5 level, right? That is the fair value level. That is the equilibrium. That is the divider between premium and discount markets, all right? That is the divider. Anything above the midpoint of this range is at a premium. And as you can see, price is currently trading at 265. Y'all would agree that's premium prices, right? Anything below that point is a discount, right? So are they done? Are they done working? Well, they already dropped it down to this level right here. You see that? They already dropped it down to that level. Excuse me, I got distracted right quick. They already dropped it down to this level, the 0.5. And you can see they dropped it slightly below it. And remember the wick? Remember the wick? Let's highlight that wick right there. I'm not utilizing the wick right now, but let's highlight that wick. Or that was on the weekly. That was on the weekly time frame. Let me zoom out. On the weekly time frame, right there, okay. They already utilized, if you zoom out to the weekly, they already dropped down and touched this level right here, the 0.75. The 0.75 is the same level as the daily dealing range of the past 40 days. All right, it's the same dealing range as the past 40 days. So this 0.75 level, that's the weekly wick, ghost pool discount. And the dealing range in the past 40 days is the 0.5 level right here. So they're overlapping, they're blending together. That's not random either. That's just confluence that, okay, this is fucking bullish. To me, that's bullish. And they already dropped it down below it, used it as support, and now they're rallying back up. Again, if I drop back down to what time frame? If I drop back down to, let's say, a 15-minute, remember I just did it earlier. Drop back down to a 15-minute, you can see both of those levels. Again, remember we just referred to this. Both of those levels, we drop down, we reverse, we created the fair value gap. Then I just highlight this so y'all can understand what I'm showing y'all. Fair value gap at that level, at those discount levels, and then flat out reverse, just like that, bullish. So they already dropped it down to offer you a discount at these levels. All right, let's go back out to the daily. Got to know where you're at in the market. So you'll get lost and confused. It's not easy. It'll come with time. So I just referring to that. But let's refer back to the dealing range. We're currently at the discount, at the premium side of it. And now we're at the upper quadrant level. So for me right now, how do you use this information? Well, on the daily time frame, we already came up. We liquidated highs. Okay, we took out some highs. And we're currently trading inside of a SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. So for me, okay, what did I just tell y'all? What did I just tell y'all about fair value gaps? Where does the bodies need to close? If the bodies start closing above the midway point, which we already have, you see that? The likelihood of price using this and selling off starts to fall off. And it's showing signs that it wants to continue to go higher. So I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to lie. There's nothing really sitting above price until we get up to these liquidity pools. So to be honest, we might get some type of an explosion, some type of breakout move with XRP shortly. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to hold y'all. I'm sitting here telling y'all right now. We might see some type of breakout with XRP very shortly. We need to see how we get outside of this range. But right now we're sitting inside of this SIBI. God damn it. We're sitting inside of this SIBI at the premium side of the dealing range. And we're utilizing all of these levels that are inside of the SIBI. So now let's drop down, let's say, to a 15-minute. I'm going to do it hourly. And on the hourly time frame, I'm going to throw up my weekly divider. So this is something y'all should know. I've referred to this many times, weekly dividers. And when we're on the hourly time frame, what are some of the things we like to highlight first? What should we be highlighting first when we're on the weekly, intra-week, intraday? This is no longer a long-term chart. This is more intra-week, trying to determine the weekly ranges in the market. What's the first thing we like to refer to? What's the first thing we like to refer to? Who knows in the chat? What should we be referring to? We already took, look what we've done. We've already taken out, see, okay, for y'all don't know, each one of these vertical trend lines start at midnight Sunday. That starts the week of trading, midnight Sunday. So what I'm doing is I'm intraday. I'm not on a higher time frame. I'm within the weekly. I'm inside of the weekly chart. I'm inside of the weekly candle. So whatever the current weekly candle is, I'm zooming in on inside of it. So we're looking at market from an intra-week perspective. Each one of these vertical trend lines represent the new week of trading, Sunday, 12 o'clock midnight in crypto. All right. So that starts the week. We're already in Sunday. We already taken out last week's high. That's where the orders are. And we taken out the high from 2 weeks ago. So we're at a key level right now. We're at a key level. Do we roll over? Because we already grabbed liquidity early in the week on a Sunday. Now we're watching to see, okay, how does price react after taking out these highs in the market? How do we react after taking out these highs in the market? Do they offload their long positions and start to break down? Or they to continue to go higher? Okay, let's say they continue to go higher. Let's say they continue to go higher. Well, the only thing that's near price, because we already took out the last 2 weeks liquidity, the next level will be the liquidity from 3 weeks ago. And what did they leave behind? They left behind old highs in the market that they're going to eventually refer to. And let's just say, because if we start breaking out, we're going to blow through those highs and we're going to start coming up for these highs up here that they left behind. And there's a lot of liquidity resting above the market. And to be honest, if we can get some institutional sponsorship, that means smart money comes in and drives the market. Retail can't do that. Only smart money can do that. If they come into the market and start driving it with institutional capital, they're going to blow through all of these highs. And to be honest, we're not far from the all-time high. The all-time high is at $3.38. $3.38. And one day XRP made an entire $1 move. So come on now, like we're not far from that. And we're already moving higher. So it's interesting. It's interesting right now. All right, let me pull up my daily dividers. Pull up my daily dividers. I got to set this up. I've been real lazy with crypto lately, real lazy because I've been focusing on other markets. So it's like, been like charting these crypto markets. It's like you only can chart so much and stay tapped in. But XRP is definitely one of my ones that I've been lazy with. But it's really, I don't chart too many, mainly XRP, and I've been lazy. What I mean by being lazy is this right here, doing this process right here. All right. Yes, this takes work. This takes rolling up your sleeve. This takes time. So what I'm doing is I'm outlining each individual day of the week upcoming. So as you can see, if you just look over to the right, all these vertical trend lines, they represent 12 o'clock midnight every day, Sunday, Monday through Friday through Saturday in the crypto market. So from Sunday to Sunday, 12 o'clock midnight, you already can see Sunday's trading. We already came up, took out the buy side liquidity from Saturday. That was last week's high. Last week's high Saturday created the high of the week last week. And here we are on Sunday. We already drove through it 1, 2 times. All right. So the first time they went up and liquidated, it dropped down. Where did it drop down to? Y'all in the chat. What kind of candle is this in the chat? This is an hourly time frame. You see this down close candle? What kind of candle is that? That is a what? Smash that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all joining on this Sunday. Preparing for the end of the week. All right. I'm not really keeping up with all the fundamentals. I'm just all technical for now. Kind of candle is that right there? What kind of candle is that right there? Y'all in the chat. What kind of candle is this? Yep, Arthur. Yep, green. It's an order block. Green Dragon. It's an order block. Shout out to y'all for engagement. All right. It is a order block. Now, just like with the fair value gaps, you remember I told y'all the midway point of the fair value gaps? How do you know when something is very bullish? And vice versa if it's bearish. So we might have a BTC, we might have a SIBI. But in this case, we're talking about order blocks, bullish order blocks, bearish order blocks. In this case, this is a bullish order block, this down close candle. What does price do? It drops down into that candle right there. You see it? And how do you know if it's bullish? So what you're doing is you're taking a Fibonacci from the opening down to the close. You want to highlight the midpoint. It's okay if the market drops down and wicks through it, but where does the bodies reside? Where do they stay at? They don't go below the midpoint of that. If it starts to trade and close, we need to see a closure. If it closes below the midpoint, the likelihood of this order block failing is high. So if I was trading, I would kill it if I see a body closure below that low. I'll just exit the trade. The best entries are going to come at the opening price or at the upper quadrant right here. That's where you set your limit orders. Try if you watch me and y'all in the Discord or whatnot, try to start, if you see an order block, try to start using your entries at the upper quadrant. And that saves you time that'll save you drawdown as far as being in the red on an entry compared to entering up here at the high. The best, safest scenario would be the high. The deeper discount will be at this level. A deeper discount will be at this level. All right. So the midpoint The midpoint will be the best level to get in. And what you want to do is you want to see the body start leaving it. That's also considered this change in the state of delivery. We trade down, okay, into the order block. It changes the state of delivery. What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? It means that the algorithm is coded to order price action to change the state of delivery. Go back and watch it. The algorithm is coded to force price to change the state of delivery on the order block. So it's trading down. Remember I told y'all, what did I tell y'all? Y'all want to be a buyer when price is going down. Now that might be scary, and some of y'all might haven't even grasped that yet. If you're bullish and the price is trading down on your entry, you want to be buying when it's going down. You don't want to be buying when it starts to do this. Guess what everybody in retail does? They start chasing it because it's moving away. Now you got to feel like you got to chase it. And let's say you bought it at up here somewhere. Well, guess what? The next candle that opens, it trades down just like that. And now you're underwater because you chose to buy it when it was going up. But what you should have been was buying it when it goes down, just like that, down into a certain level, which is the order block. The order block orders. It has nothing to do with buy orders or sell orders. It means order block. It's an order. It's telling the algorithm, it's ordering the algorithm to change the state of delivery. That's code. That's program. It orders it to do it. Accumulation orders it to go higher, just like that. And guess what? When these candles break out just like that, what does these candles become? All of these candles right there, what does that become? What does that become? That becomes a order block, right? Changing the state of delivery. Also, what is this right here? Fair value gap. I'm gonna highlight the fair value gap for you. Boom, boom, just like that. How do you know when a fair value gap is bullish? Like extremely bullish. When the bodies of the candles stay above the midway point. In this case, the bodies aren't even closing inside of the gap. It's trading down into the gap, but the bodies of the candles aren't even closing inside of the gap. That's extremely bullish. And you can see what price is doing right now, heading higher at 266, just like that. Now, if the bodies of the candles start closing inside of it, it's cool. That's cool. But if the bodies start closing below the midpoint, it's going to fail. Most likely it's going to fail. Sometimes it doesn't, but the likelihood of it failing is very high. And I'd rather see this signature right here when it's extremely bullish. All right. And if you want to look for an entry, draw the Fibonacci just like that. And where did I tell you the best entries are going to come? Yeah, you can get in at the top of it, but the best entries are going to be at the point, upper quadrant, or the midway point, just like that. The upper quadrant or the midway point, just like that. You see that? Guess where I want to get in at? I want to get in right there or right here at the midpoint. But in this case, it didn't even drop to the midway point. Bullish. It didn't even drop to the midway point. So that's bullish. That's very strength. That's showing strength that it didn't even want to reach for this. It's showing strength that the bodies didn't even close inside of this. And guess what? Price flowing, order flow, flowing higher. So again, like I said, expect a breakout shortly in XRP. All right. Whew. Let me get something to drink, man. Let me get something to drink. Hopefully, Daryl, you got me the fire sign. I appreciate it, Daryl, man. Hopefully, y'all I gotta have the energy to do this. So that's why when I don't go live all the time, that's because I'm building up energy to do this. Mega Brian, definitely go back and watch this, y'all. Go back and watch this. Hopefully, everything that I'm applying, take notes. All right, take notes. Take notes. Fuck, man. Let me see. That's XRP for now. What does it want to reach for? I want to see it reach higher. It's already above the midway point of that SIBI, and I want to see it start coming up. Let's see if it can come up to. Well, we got to work through these levels first. Let's see it come up to 270, and then let's see if it can go up to 277. Let's see if it can do that, and then after that, 283. This is how you navigate the markets. You don't speculate. $1,000 XRP. No, it's gonna get there one day, but no, it ain't gonna get there how you wanted to get there. You're gonna go through shit like we seen a few Fridays ago. You're gonna see a few of those before you get to $1,000. I hope y'all know that, right? You're gonna see a few crashes in the market just like that before we get to a fucking $1,000. You see that wick down? And that was nothing. That was nothing. That was nothing. That was nothing. There, I'm not even just recharging. I'm over here just getting better. Like when I'm not online and shit, I'm over here. You better believe I'm over here just getting better at this, better and better every time. You know what I'm saying? Every time I'm just getting better and better at what I'm doing. And it should be illegal. I should, I'm gonna have to go into hiding pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be out here talking about this shit, but here I am. I'm gonna have to go into hiding pretty soon. And you can see price rallying right now. So just watching it, just monitoring. All right, let's move on because I'm not gonna be here all night. Like I know y'all got shit to do. People gotta go to work. We got other things to do as well. But everything that I showed y'all so far, make sure y'all go back and rewatch it, apply the concepts, take the information, take down notes. All right, let's scroll through some markets right quick. Let's go look at XLM. XLM right now, currently trading at 33 cents. Same freaking thing XRP did. Same fucking shit. All right, we dropped down a few Fridays ago. Liquidation. Where did it go? Take out old lows. God damn it. You remember this old fair value gap? Let's go out to the 3 month. 3 month time frame. There goes a 3 month BTC. Same shit. Let me highlight it for you. Glaucoma. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, glaucoma. That's crazy. There goes another BTC right there. He said, where I've been at, man, I've been grinding, man. I've been locked in. All right. Everything ain't for public consumption. I'm not a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm on YouTuber, I can't put that in it. It take work to put in. You got to give it to YouTubers that do it full time, right? You got to give it to them. I'm not no full-time YouTuber. I just get on here. I give y'all the update and I get on about my business and about life. All right. Full-time YouTubing is not the thing. That take work. That is work. Okay. Shout out to you, Texas Plates, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Texas Plates. I ain't seen you in a while, man. I ain't seen a lot of people in a while, but shout out to y'all for tapping in. I appreciate y'all tapping in. I don't know what YouTube did. Everybody's name is different. God damn it. But it's all good. We know who you are. We know who you are. XLM, same thing XRP did. Drop down to a 3 month BTC. Again, where does the bodies close? How do you know when a fair value gap is really bullish? The bodies don't close. They stay above the midpoint. And in this case, they don't even close inside the gap. Very fucking bullish. And there you go. It's starting to rally back higher, just like XRP. All right, that's XLM. Not gonna do too much deep diving. Let's go look at XDC. XDC. It didn't really do. Let me see. Let's go out to a 3 month. Yeah, on the 3 month time frame, it traded down into the. You could use the BTC, but what I would rather use, I'd rather use these consecutive candles right here. That is one large order block. All right, let's just highlight the opening price right there. Boom, that's an order block. Just like that. Price trades down. Look what the bodies stay. They stay above the opening price. 1, 2, 3. Pretty soon we're gonna see a breakout. All right. Don't be surprised when we see XDC break out. Don't be surprised. Smash that like button, y'all. Subscribe. All right. Trying to get to 2,000. On the way to 2,000, 2K subscribers, man. It's been a journey. I've been grinding. So within the past year, I've been grinding with this. So kind of slow down a little bit, but I feel like in the fourth quarter, if the markets get real exciting, I'm gonna be here every day. All right, that's just me. If the markets get some excitement, I can't do this when it's not exciting. I would just rather focus on my own personal trading, my own personal things that I got going on. But when we get some excitement in the markets, then I'm gonna be here. H-bar. Again, zoom out to H-bar, looking very similar to a lot of these assets. H-bar, you could use the BTC 3 month. That's where it dropped down, or you could use the order blocks. It's either or. There are two different concepts, but they both work. So for example, let's just use the fair value gap. Boom, right there. Trade down. In this case, look where the bodies close. We don't close below the midpoint, so that's bullish. Expansion. Or you could use the order block, either or. All right, currently trading at 18 cents. You should have got it if you could have got it. H-bar dropped down to 8 fucking pennies. All right, that's enough. Oh my God, 8 penny H-bar. Now it's up to 18 cents, but it came from 40 cents. So you're still at a discount somewhat. If you want precision, then you tap in with me and you do the things I'm highlighting you to do. If you want precision, if you want, you know, accuracy in the market where you getting boom, surgical strikes, that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? But some people might see, oh, 18 cents, I'm gonna get that. But me, I require a little bit more precision, and I want to get these levels in here. All right, so that's just me. So H bar sitting at 18 cents. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin sitting at 115,000. All right, Bitcoin on the monthly time frame, it's just consolidating right now. But when we drop down, we're utilizing on the monthly this wick right here. That's why I got it highlighted. This wick. It is a monthly ghost pool right there. You see that? We're utilizing this monthly ghost pool. So we break out. All right, create all-time highs, and then we come back down. We didn't just come down to any random level. We're coming down inside of this area in price right here, which is this ghost pool. And look how when it dropped down, look where it closed. Look where it closed. Look at the body right there at the midway point of the ghost pool. And then look where it opens right there at the midway point of the ghost pool. Expansion higher. And it's being held in consolidation. And what they did, flash crash it. When they flash crashed it, they dropped it down. They didn't just drop it down to any random level. They dropped it down to this order block. No, not the order block. They dropped it down to this wick right here. You see that wick? Let me highlight that wick. Right there. And they drop it down into that wick. They're utilizing these levels. And guess what? They snap it back up. And now this candle was fucking bearish. And now it's back up green. So that's bullish as hell to me. That's bullish as hell to me. All right. So that's Bitcoin. And I'm gonna look at one more. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum just trading sideways. It did a small little crash like the rest of the market, but not as severe because I don't know. But when it dropped down, what did it drop down into? Let's zoom out right quick. Go out to the 3 month. Not as clean. Ethereum is not as clean as the rest of the markets. But let's just say, for example, let's refer to this level right here. See this wick on the 3 month? I'm going to refer to this wick right here. Boom, right there. So you can utilize that wick right there. You're going to utilize that wick, and you can see how it opens. It trades down inside of the wick, uses it as support, and then starts to rally higher. If you didn't want to use that wick, you can combine it with this wick right here. You can also apply that wick as well. Right there. And you can see how it confluences when it drops down to below the midway point. It's offering a deeper discount at those levels, at those ranges. And you can see how price utilizes these specific levels in the market. And then it snaps back higher. But Bitcoin is very choppy right now. Let me go to the weekly. Yep, on the weekly, when it traded lower, it traded down into a order block. See the order block, this down closed candle right there. Let me hide this for you. I'm gonna take the opening price. Boom, right there. Look where the bodies. Where do the bodies close? Yes, it's wicking down through it, but where does the bodies close? The bodies close above the opening price, just like that, and it's just hanging out inside of this order block. And the order block is the change of its ordering price to reverse and go higher. That's exactly what it's doing. Trades down 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Now it's reversing, showing strength to go up higher, just like that. So expect all-time highs and another breakout for Bitcoin in the near future. All right. Fourth quarter setting up real perfect from what I see. Fourth quarter is setting up real nicely. Let me see what else. I think that's going to be it for crypto. If we look at the stock market right quick, or the index futures. Index futures are trading at all-time highs, and these are pretty much representations of the entire stock market. You know, everything is broken all-time highs. So we're at interesting times with the crypto, with the traditional markets. They're at all-time high levels, which is at extreme premium. So if you're looking to buy stocks, just know everything is at a premium and you need to see some type of discount come in. I got this theory that they might be smart money, the institutions, the market makers. You know, we're going through a wealth transfer. So maybe they want to just run up everything and leave everybody behind and nobody has the opportunity to buy nothing. That's a theory that I got. That's just my own personal theory, but that'd be crazy if they drive everything up where nobody can afford nothing and that's it. They're going to hoard the wealth. They're just going to sit on everything. But if they want to continue to let these markets operate freely, they're going to want to start offering some discounts. So we'll see, man. We'll see. So if you hold crypto, you better get as much as you want right now, because as much as you can, because at some point they're going to drive that market up to the point where nobody can afford shit. And we can already foresee that. All right. They got the government shutdown right now. How many of y'all in the chat are affected by the government shutdown? Who's all affected by the government shutdown right now in the US? Anybody affected by it directly? Then you got in the private sector, people getting laid off, you know, corporations are going to automate. I just seen Amazon laying off several thousand workers again. So, you know, automation is around the corner. So you got the government, and I believe the government shutdown is somewhat a indication that they're switching to something different. I don't know. But anywho, that's the traditional market. Let me look at, let's go look at metals. Let's go look at the metals. Let's start off with silver. So silver currently trading at $48. It recently took out the all-time high, created a new all-time high of $54. Still at a premium. All right, silver is at a premium. I'm not going to give a too deep of an analysis on silver because, you know, you can trade silver as well. You can trade silver as well. But this is for the spot, the metal. It's at all-time highs. I mean, it's at those levels. So I believe it's going to continue. It's just getting started. It's kind of retracing right now. Let's go down to the monthly. All right, let's go down to the weekly. So you can see silver took out the all-time high right there. And now it has retraded down. It has retraced down. So, okay, where are we retracing at right now? So for y'all in the chat, Jara boy, man, if I wasn't in this crypto, I would be so nervous right now in this economy. Yeah, man. It's real out here, Jara boy. It's real. That's why I'm over here preaching to the choir to learn something that's going to be able to allow you to feed yourself, right? Allow you to feed yourself, learn the skill set. Right now, it's trading in this certain area. What is this that I'm highlighting right now for silver on the weekly time frame? What do we call that? And it's a new one, by the way. If y'all haven't heard me say it anyway, if y'all haven't heard me talk about it, it's a new one. What do we call that right there? Oh yeah, we traded through that, so that looks like it's gonna fail. That looks like it's gonna fail severely. So this is an example of a gap where we traded below the midway point, okay? This is an example of us trading below the midway point, as you can see. And what did I say? Before we knew this candle would form, I would have said, look at last week's candle. You can see how we dropped down and we did a closure below the midway point. To me, that is going to be very bearish. And that if I was to like enter right there, it's going to fail against you. You're going to go in the red. So if I was trading this, I would just kill the trade at this point. And you can see how we open up this candle. This candle is already open. Retrace a little bit higher, and now it's starting to show weakness. All right. So I would not be too interested in that right there. Let's go out to the monthly. On the monthly time frame, we got 4 days left in the month of October for silver. And then once this month closes, we're going to have a, y'all in the chat, what is this going to be called right here? What do we call this right here in the chat? What are we going to call that? Is that a, let me see, zoom in. Yep. So I'm going to teach y'all one more thing, then we're going to get up out of here. I'm going to talk about gold, then we're going to get out of here. Yep. So I'm going to teach y'all one more thing for y'all that have been patient and whatnot. I'm going to give y'all another version of a fair value gap. So anytime, okay, all right. So what do we call this right here? What is this area in price? Who remembers? I haven't been doing this every day, so who remembers? You see when the bodies don't over, so for example, you see the bodies, they don't overlap and they create a void in price, what do we call that in the chat? What do we call that in the chat? Who remembers? Yes, Lenny, volume imbalance. Daryl, yes, volume imbalance. All right. That's a volume imbalance, right? Okay, cool. Got that understood. So there's one below this candle right here. This candle right here, that where my cursor is, that creates the fair value gap. And guess what? If we zoom in above the market or above that candle, what do we call this right here? Do y'all see another one? What do we call that right there? There's another volume imbalance, right? You gotta have eyes. That's why I got glasses on, but you gotta have eyes for this. All right. You gotta have your eyes. Make sure your eyes are right and go to the eye doctor. But yes, you gotta be able to zoom in and see this. There's another volume imbalance. So what am I trying to highlight? So whenever you have a candle that has a volume imbalance above it and below it, like I just showed you, that is called a suspension gap. All right, that's a suspension gap. So what you're going to do is you're going to highlight the volume balance. So pretty much the opening price of that candle right there and the closing price of that candle right there. And those two candles create the suspension gap. Why is it a suspension gap? Because this candle right here is suspended between that candle right there and this candle right here. It just suspended. It's not touching nothing. So it's just being held. It's like hovering between candles and there's nothing overlapping and combining them. So that's why it's considered a suspension gap. It's just another version of a fair value gap. You will see these on lower time frames. You will see these on all time frames. So make sure when you see that, you know how to identify it, but you first need to be able to identify the volume imbalance. All right. So that's a suspension fair value gap. All right. Same function as everything else, but you must combine the volume balances with the fair value gap. All right, just like that. So I'm already showing you pre-highlighting in silver that once this candle closes in 4 days, there's going to be a large suspension gap right below it. And that's going to be a reference that price might want to refer to. All right. So we're going to be on the lookout for that going into next month for silver, after taking out all-time highs. Because I think, and then also for y'all in the chat, for y'all in the Discord that want to trade silver, this could present great opportunities for silver to come down a discount, finding an accumulation to go higher. Boom, breakout. And there it will be right there. The breakout for silver. It has not broken out yet. It just peaked at the all-time high. It's almost like a submarine coming above water and then going back below water. That's exactly what it did. Think of this candle right here. This blue trend line was the all-time high. What did it do? It went above the water. It peaked to see what's on the surface. And then it went back below the water, just like that. So we want to see it come back down, go back in the depths of the ocean, just like this, come down and offer another discount. And then boom, explode with a torpedo, send a rocket out of the ocean to break out and see new levels. All right, that's what we want to see with silver. I'm gonna be anticipating that. Gold sitting at all-time highs, currently trading at 4,084. I already said that I want to see gold at 5,000 by the end of the year. Last year around this time, they offered another discount, and I said, I remember. Let me go back right quick. Let's go back to the monthly. Right up in here, yeah. Right up in here. Last year, when I was live streaming, growing my channel, trying to get it up, still growing. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all are brand new. Last year, I said, hey, this is an opportunity. Last holiday, I remember Thanksgiving and Christmas, they offered a discount for gold. And I did the live stream. All I got to do is go back and pull it up on my channel. I was saying, hey, this is an opportunity to buy gold right now. Because what did it do? It went up, created an all-time high at that time, back in October last year. And it retraced back down, and it traded down into what? What did it retrade back down to? Fair value gap. So in the fourth quarter of last year, they was being generous with gold. You could have got gold, physical gold at $2,500, okay? You couldn't convince nobody a year later that shit'll be almost at 4,500. I'm sure if you would have known this last year, you would have scrambled to buy as much gold as you could have possibly got, or you could have been leverage trading gold in the futures markets. Imagine putting in contracts at these levels, trading futures and leverage, and then just riding that shit for an entire year just like that. Okay, a lot of money being made just like that. So that was last holiday. So right now, during this holiday season coming up, I think they might want to offer the same opportunity, because you already can see gold peaking out just below the market. All right, we got a BTC. Just same, I did the same shit last year, y'all. Y'all will be did the same shit last year, so y'all will be amazed. So here we go. Fair value gap. Maybe they come down and offer another discount below the market, possibly. There's a suspension gap, so you must combine it. Suspension, boom. Is it random? No, it's not random that they will be offering a suspension gap with gold and silver. No, it's not. Suspension gap. So we already dropped down and tapped it last week. All right, last week we traded down and tapped it. Now we open up this week and we're just consolidating. We're not just trading at any level neither. We're going to utilize this wick right here. You see that wick? It is a ghost pool. You want to reference that. Boom, just like that. Just like that. And you can see we gapped open on gold right quick. We gapped open. We're going to talk about that in the Discord. We gapped open. And now we're just consolidating at this level right here. And then we want to refer to this wick as well, but I'm not going to refer to it right now. But you can see we already opened up the week and traded down to where? The midway point. Not random. Already traded down to the midway point. But there's a possibility that gold might want to come back and retest 3,900. It might want to retest, let's say 4,017. So we'll see for gold. All right. Let's go down to the daily. Yep, the daily. You can see it gap open. So we closed on Friday and it just gaps open on Sunday. Right now it's trading down inside of this BTC. On the buy side and balance, sell side inefficiency, which is a discount. I highlighted for you on the daily. Right there, give it a different color. How do you know when a fair value gap is bullish? When the bodies don't close below the midway point. It can trade down there and deeper than that, but where's the bodies closing? Above it. So to me, that's possibly very bullish. And then we already traded down into this down close candle right here, which is a order block. So just watching gold to see if it wants to break out or come back down and retest that fair value gap. All right. So, and then let's complete it off with the dollar. You know, the dollar, the world reserve currency. I got a lot of shit going on with this asset right here, but the dollar, we're just consolidating with the dollar. It's being held in a consolidation. So whenever the dollar is consolidating like this, there's a lot of uncertainty in the entire market, like crypto. If it's not trending either high or lower, everything becomes distorted. Everything becomes manipulated. Gold running off, Bitcoin, crypto's running off. The dollar's indecisive right now. It's just being held in consolidation. And for me, that's concerning because something is giving an indication that something is possibly coming. We got interest rates decision this week. What do y'all think? What do y'all think out there? Do y'all think they cut the rates? And if they cut them, how many basis points? All right, I'm looking at the economic calendar. Wednesday, mark it down on your calendar, October 29th, Jerome Powell, FOMC meetings, Fed rates cuts at 2 p.m. Wednesday. So that right there, we're going to see what comes out of that. I feel like they're going to cut the rates, and the stock market to me is already running off, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let me update my shit right quick. Anyway. All right, man, that's going to be it, man. If y'all want to tap in with me, y'all want to get mentored and learn how to trade and get a deeper insight of what I do when it comes to these markets and trading, y'all click the link in the description, tap into the Patreon. All right, I got lessons, I got mentorships. I'm doing away with the signals, all right? Don't worry about the signals. It might still be labeled signals, but I'm doing away with the signals. and it's just more mentorship where I'm with you every day, coaching you on how to trade these markets, and I got lessons as well. So make sure y'all tap in with me on the Patreon and the Discord. I definitely appreciate y'all joining. If y'all have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If this was insightful for me, hit that like button. Excuse me. If this was insightful to you, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing y'all on the next live stream, man. I appreciate y'all joining. Make sure y'all enjoy the rest of your week. I might tap back in during the middle of the week. If we get some excitement in the market, I'm going to tap back in. If it's not exciting, I'm just going to continue to be in my bubble and focus on my craft. Daryl, great stream, boss. Have a good week. Catch you later. Appreciate it, Daryl. I look forward to seeing you later on the next one, Daryl. Appreciate you. And shout out to everybody else for joining, man. Until next time, y'all in the Discord, I tap in with y'all. Until the next time, peace out.